Should you be working but you constantly find yourself scrolling on your phone? Or do you just want to spend more time in the real world? Well, you should do this right now. Very literally. It's not just an internet tip, it's something I have used to pass all my exams on the first try. I will show you what it is, how to turn it on, and then we'll go over 10 more tips of how to improve your focus if you need your phone to shut up for a minute. And we will see if they actually work, because I have tried every single one of them. You can do this on your iPhone, Android, and even your computer. I will pull up 3 devices here and watch closely how to turn it on your device. Head over to Accessibility, Screen Filters, and after Screen Invert there should be something like black and white mode or monochrome mode. And you will instantly notice the difference. It will turn your vivid monochrome AMOLED super bright Apple, I don't know what the terms are, screen, which is vivid and bright, into something that's monochrome. It looks like a newspaper maybe? Even if you find yourself scrolling again, your brain will get bored after a while, and everything else, maybe outside, it will be the trees or something colorful next to you, will be more interesting than your phone screen. It will remind you every single time that you open your phone that you are here to work and not to play. So this is the one trick that helped me, because I usually work on more devices at the same time, like I am tapping on my computer and then I need my phone to search for a word or asking Google something. But if I left Instagram opened, I am instantly pulled into scrolling and answering notifications. The thing is, if I have the black and white mode on and I have the mindset of this is in black and white, which means I am in productivity mode. The mindset of the phone is here for me, not I am for it. But you actually need to give yourself the time to scroll, because sometimes it helps you think of a new solution, a solution that's outside of the box, which you would not normally think of if you were just focused on one task. Wait, I almost forgot to state the obvious. You need to have it turned on only when you're working. It was explained more in this book, but in short, your brain creates synapses to places, books, lights, time of day. That's why you're basically tired in the evening, and when you're hungry and you see a kitchen, your stomach starts growling because you know that in the kitchen you eat. So this book recommends even when you're in a small dorm room like this, you cannot eat, play, and learn in the same place, like I only have one desk for example. Instead, have either a lamp or something that you turn on only when you're going to study. This way, your brain will make a synapse to, oh, we turned on the studying lamp, we are going to study. And it shuts off the other parts of the brain which are distracting. So the same way works this filter. You need to use it only in your productivity hours, so your brain will stay thinking that you're supposed to be productive. That's the whole point. So this was the one trick that helped me, and now let's cover 10 more tips that can help you stop scrolling on your phone when you're supposed to be working. I know there are tons of articles, but this one has all the classic stuff bunked together, so we can take a look if they work or not. I have read the article in advance, but I will leave a link in the description so you can check it out for yourself. I will now just react to those tips. Like tip number 1, turning off notifications. Is it a good idea? Well, it really depends. For me personally, I need notifications because my job usually relies on quick responding to messages and emails, so I usually keep my notifications on, but only for things that are really important. For example, I don't even have Facebook installed. I don't need any notifications like that. They are not ASAP worthy, if that makes sense. No likes on Instagram, no Facebook posts, nothing that doesn't actually relate to anything else than a little bit of dopamine. So you should definitely try using the silent notifications and turning off all notifications that only can cause you to click on Instagram, for example, and then you start scrolling and it's a slippery slope. Only keep up the notifications that you actually need. Tip number 2, use the screentime app. Yes, this will block you off if you use your app for too long. I do use this, but not because of productivity issues, but because of FOMO issues, because it makes me anxious when I look at other people's lives for too long. So I usually have a very short limit. I have 15 minutes for YouTube, because I usually scroll YouTube shorts and they are usually more entertaining than Instagram Reels or TikTok. I don't even have TikTok. And I have a 30-minute limit for Instagram, and I usually try to keep it only on chats instead of scrolling. But I never quite used the screentime app for productivity, so I'm not sure if this will work. But if you end up scrolling way too often, it definitely can help. It also depends how you can control yourself to use it less. It has to be in your mind to use it only when you need it. And it also is about if you can allow yourself to use it. Like, okay, I have a pause. For 15 minutes I can respond to every chat, look at stories, look up what my friends are doing, and so on. So you can definitely try that. Then there's tip number 3, the Forest app, which is actually really nice. My friend uses it and it's like really cute because it grows a little tree while you're working. And if you quit the app, which means that if you go scrolling or if you go to anywhere else, it kills the tree. And then you have a dead tree in your like little calendar. So it's really cute. But what I ended up doing, because I don't really like to download new apps, I actually am using the regular timer on my phone. And I set it up for either 40 minutes or 1.5 hours, maybe even 2 hours, but I usually can't work for 2 hours straight unless I'm editing a video or something that I like. Or I use my smartwatch, which has the same feature, like I cannot look at the time, instead I look at minutes left until I can look at the time, because when I'm working the time is not important for me. What is important is the time block when I'm learning. So I ended up using the timer app, but the Forest app is a really cute alternative for this. Tip number 4, change the location of your apps. I have never done this, to be honest. If you open your apps automatically when you open your phone, then this could technically help, like you automatically reach for TikTok or Instagram. But I'm not that type of person. Like usually when I open my phone, I know what I'm going to search for. I have only the productivity stuff on my main screen, and then I have Instagram and all the other stuff that is not so productive somewhere hidden in the menu. But I don't really think changing the location of your apps will help if you know what you're doing. If you like automatically search for it, then yeah, try to make it as hard to find as possible. Like put it in between other red apps or something. Tip 5, delete apps, and not just the ones you never use. So I've touched on this 2 steps before when I said I don't even have Facebook installed. For example, Pinterest has a web app, and I use the web app much more than I would ever use the normal app. And Facebook as well. I'm not using it that often to have an extra app on my phone. Should you remove your apps that you normally use? Well, you can try, but I mean, if you use the app and if you're going to install it back again anyway, I don't really see the point. I think a better point would be changing the location of it. Like, learn to not open it when you don't need it. Because, for example, in your relaxing hours, you will want to open it and you will not be installing and reinstalling it again. I completely forgot about this tip. No phone for the first 30 to 60 minutes of your day. So like when you wake up, you shouldn't touch your phone until you use up the most creative energy that you have in you. Your thoughts, ideas, and focus are immediately hijacked by the new messages, emails, and notifications that you've received. Sometimes when I'm having a really harsh morning, seeing the blue light from your phone, which is the opposite of what you would do in the night, like it will keep you awake. Like I literally look at my phone and do nothing. I just look at the blank screen and the blue light like wakes me up. I am definitely for this idea. If it hijacks your energy, you shouldn't look at the messages. You should just maybe look at your calendar. If you have a calendar, do have a calendar. That's key to success, to having a reading. Tip number 7, don't always have your phone on you. I guess this is less about focus and productivity and more about being addicted to your phone. I've seen a test where they would take away phones from people and monitor their reactions, and it's like you instinctively reach for your phone 3 times per minute or something like that. So if you feel like phone has more control over you than you have over it, then yeah, don't always have the phone on you. Not to like get rid of it, but to regain control. In the McLuhan's theory, your phone is the extension of your brain. Just like a bicycle would be an extension of your legs because you can travel faster. So you need to use your phone. You cannot let your phone use you. So if you feel like you're addicted, and don't grab your phone when you go outside. Try it sometime for maybe an hour, maybe half an hour, maybe just 10 minutes. Just don't grab it for a longer period of time and see what it does to you. Have strong replacement activities. Absolutely. I've been watching a research which said that people who face new challenges regularly in their jobs usually like to go on vacations on just one spot, maybe a cottage, and people who have a really monotone lifestyle and jobs, like same thing every day, they usually go to different locations on vacation. And this comparison works on every single part of our lives. For example, the best hobby for a programmer would be gardening. technically. You don't need to think, you don't need to solve new problems. You are outside, you are moving. If you use your phone too much or use your phone for work and use your computer for work way too much, do something different in your pauses. Like if you have 45 minutes of being productive, then yeah, clean your house, clean your desk, for example. Do a few push-ups, sit-ups or squats. Take a walk outside for 10 minutes, practice a skill, sure, grab a guitar and do something. If you do something different, then learning a new language could also be the opposite of what you do, and then would be a great replacement activity instead of like scrolling your phone. So you should really differ your types of relaxation. And active relaxation, passive relaxation. Actually watching TV can be really healthy if it's the opposite of what you do your whole day. And that brings us to tip number 9. Schedule your cheat moments. You need to split your day into little pieces. You can't work for 8 hours straight. You need pauses. Work for 45 minutes, then have a 15-minute walk, then work again for 45 minutes, then scroll your phone for 15 minutes, literally. From refreshing your feed to just scrolling TikTok to do anything you want. Because scrolling is not all bad. You always learn something new and you get a dopamine boost. But you need to be careful about that. And that's almost the same as the fully on, fully off method. Don't do something just like a half time. You try to work, but with one hand you have your phone and the other hand you have your computer, and at the same time you're chewing on a hot dog or something. You are not getting anything from either the scrolling or eating or working. You're literally getting nothing done. First, get your 45 minutes of work, then scroll for a minute, then eat your hot dog. Be fully on at what you're doing. It's very unproductive if your mind is multitasking from one thing to another very fast.
Look at the bird. He's stuck in midair.
Now do it.
Do it.
Merely knowing about how to stop getting distracted by your phone isn't enough. You need to take action. Therefore, as an action point for this article, apply at least 3 things of these tips right now. With love, Jerry Rumer. Okay, thank you, Jerry. I will shout you out in the description. And for you guys, you really need to apply these tips for them to actually work. I hope you learned something new. I hope this can help you be productive again. And if you'd like to see more, just follow me right here. Or if you want to get distracted, you can watch a short movie right here. See you in the next one.